And we're back with the Watchers Changes radio show. It's your boy Jay Womack.
It's your boy Kyle.
Yo, you really soft spoken today, man. You know what I'm saying? You tired?
Yes.
It's your boy Dad. Just want to tell you.
I ain't gonna. I'm good today, but yesterday, I was exhausted. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling good. Like, I just feel like I've been being real productive, doing a lot of good things. You know what I mean? Got the new gig. We didn't even start yet, and I already had meetings with superintendents, and they ready. You know what I mean? I'm back. I'm back in the school. Thought you was gonna keep me out, but I'm back. You know who I'm talking to? Yes, I'm throwing shade at anybody who's made me upset in the last couple of years. I'm back.
You still got kids going to school, right? How's that first 30 days been?
First 30 days is good so far. You know, I got kids and I got a niece too. You know, and it's always, I didn't hear about no stomach aches, bro. All summer, there's never been a stomach ache. You know what I'm saying? They cut that out though. Now he just be like, I can't find no clothes, and I got study hall the first 2 periods. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I tried all that. You know, I get it. I don't even be mad about it. But you know, my thing is, I wonder what the schools are doing. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been inside. You're inside the schools, the curriculums. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they really making efforts to reach these kids? You know what I'm saying? Are our educational methods archaic? You know what I'm saying? Like, should there be a different way to do things? I also realized yesterday, I was reflecting, right? I've been dealing with anxiety bad, y'all. I can't lie. You know, I had a couple losses, you know, and I thought I was okay. I thought I was strong, you know what I'm saying? But I realized physically, like, things were starting to happen to me, you know what I'm saying? My legs get weak, you know what I'm saying? Or I get, you know, my breathing starts getting labored when I get upset, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, like, what did I used to do? Man, I started, like, doodling, you know what I'm saying? Just, like, literally, like, drawing. And I must have done that my whole life, and I don't do that anymore, you know what I'm saying? And I must have, like, unknowingly been dealing with my anxiety somehow, you know what I'm saying? Besides the other things we do, music, and, you know, and music can get complex sometimes. That stuff will give me anxiety sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I don't even want to go to that. Like, something as simple as drawing on the paper. And I remember all through college, bro, if you look at my notes from college, everything looks like art books, because I would be doodling. There wouldn't even be notes. There might be a little thing. Ooh, I like what that said, you know. Man, but I was always paying attention, though, you know.
You got a hidden talent that we don't know about.
Yo, real talk though. Real quick, I wanted to shout out my neighbor Marty from across the street. Passed away a few days ago. You guys seen him many times. He'll be out on his porch.
I just seen him last week.
Yeah.
Last week, literally.
So this guy, I moved here in 1998. You know, I was a slim 17. You know what I'm saying? Just came back from Greece, and I moved here in '98. And so this guy watched me grow up. I know this guy since all those years, 27 something years. You know, we recently had a conversation, you know, where he was in particular talking to me about my mother and saying, you know, one day you have to prepare yourself for that. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you know, thank you for that. I've given that much thought, but thank you so much for saying that. And I was like, and just so you know, I prepare myself for you. You mean something to me too. You know what I'm saying? And I said I will always remember you. And he said, thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted a second to, you know, to give him his flowers, and we can leave it at that. You know?
Yes, much respect. And you're right, he would wave when I would go, you know what I mean? Because I think he got hip to the fact that he knew I was coming to see you. Because I would always park either right behind you or right there by that tree, and I see him like, hey, you know what I mean? Keep it pushing. He seemed like a nice, decent dude. And it's good that you...
My brother's best friend on the block too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see him sitting with him on the porch and whatnot. You know what I mean? Your brother be here, and then when I go leave, he be across the street chilling.
That wouldn't hurt my brother for sure. You know, he ain't really come out of his room much recently, but he'll come back out.
Like you said,
we all deal with grief different.
That's what I'm saying, but you said about how that causes anxiety and certain things like that. It is good that you was able to find that thing that calms you down, because when you talk about anxiety, I dealt with it when my uncle passed, you know what I mean? And I had the worst breakdown ever in my life, and I still didn't have a way to fix it, you know what I mean? That's why I was going back to therapy and everything again and whatnot. But when you brought up the doodling, think my life is a lot better now because my common mechanism was always basketball because there was no leagues going on. The kids don't play in the park no more. Right. I don't get that outlet no more. Right. But the leagues just started. I'm playing in 2 different leagues. Yo, I be mad happy and hype, especially when I was playing last week. Somebody was like, "Oh, you looking like the old sheet." I'm like, "Oh, they saying I still got it." You know what I mean? I'm gonna play some defense, but I don't get as many buckets as I used to. You know what I mean? I used to be the 1 or 2 top scorer on the team. I was on Tuesday. I just want to shout that out. Nate, you was getting busy, but I was nah.
You gotta have a bag of ice with you, my guy.
Oh, my knees hurt right now. And I got a game. and I got a game tonight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? On the week though. That's alright. I'm gonna put this Tiger Balm on my knee, and I'm about to buy these little shoulder wrap joints. You know what I mean? But
yo, shout out to Tiger Balm being better than the other stuff.
Yo, I'm telling you, that works miracles.
That's that Bruce Lee
I
stuff.
feel like nothing is wrong with me when I put that on. You know what I mean? When it wears off, reality comes back. But for those few hours, I can do whatever.
Yo, I'm having a hard time accepting the 40s reality, and then I'm just tired because I'm 40 something, and not because I did anything wrong to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. You know, mowing lawns, cutting hair. You know, lugging laundry baskets up 3-4 flights of stairs. Like, I'm tired.
Is this the future you envisioned for yourself when you was a kid? Did you see it this way?
You know what? I always said I wanted to be, and shout out to Mike Kendrick for this, be the adult you said you were gonna be when you were a kid. You know
I don't remember me having that conversation. Like, I've never thought about that.
I wanted to be
what type of
everything.
adult would be.
I was gonna be a superhero, bro. So I learned how to do nunchucks. I know kung fu. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired, but I know that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta tell y'all something when we talk about the future. And, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm the total opposite. When I was young and I thought about the future, I always thought, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? And like I was always gonna struggle. And then, you know, they had movies that we watched so it show you what the future is supposed to look like, flying cars and all this extra stuff. And I'm like, how am I gonna be able to survive in this world? Because I didn't think that I would be able to be successful because I'm like, everything was always, how am I gonna get money? How am I gonna pay rent? How am I gonna get an apartment? Am I gonna need somebody's help? You know what I mean? Because my grandparents raised me. You know what I mean? But I was always self-reliant. But I just felt like when I was doing stuff that I was doing for my own income, it was just solely to survive. But then I would see everybody else around had game plans and kids having real jobs, working at Mickey D's and stuff like that.
Yeah, you feel like you're outdated. Like I deal with that a lot sometimes. Like I feel like I'm not ahead with everybody else. I'm not living in the future some days. Like I'm playing catch up.
Like my whole life, like my future was always long as I'm alive, long as I'm alive, long as I'm alive. Because I've always feared of dying since I was like 4 years old. You know what I mean? That's part of the reason why I don't sleep at night. I usually sleep like 2 hours during the day and call it a day. You know, but for myself, and I never thought about my future. I just never thought that I would be where I am now. I'm real successful in my own mind and on my own. You know what I mean? I bought my house on my own. My car's paid for on my own. Nobody can say, yo, because you've had to borrow from me. Everybody borrows from me. I never asked nobody for nothing. I will shout out my Uncle Anthony and my cousin G, because when I bought my first car, I was $400 short. The guy was like, oh, you could just pay that off in the monthly joint. I was like, nah, that's not what I do, because I thought I was the man. I ain't gonna hold you, so I thought I was the man, because my grandpa told me how to negotiate with the car situation. He was there, but he ain't say nothing to do nothing. All he was there is to tell me the car was good and it was worth what I should do. Came with the cash, like, boom, got this. Oh, all right, boom, boom, boom. But me, my whole life, I never factor in tax. So I'm like, I got 3 G's. He's like, all right, what's the tax? That was the $400 short. And those two were the most successful people that I knew in my mind frame for their own avenues, because both of them did 2 different type of things. You know what I mean? And I asked them, and I said, yo, I need to borrow 2. I could have asked one of them. I asked both of them to split it. I'm like, can I borrow $200? Because I got $400 short. I don't want no payments. I just want to be able to pay and say, yo, I bought this car on my own. And they gave it to me. And then, like I told them, oh, next month I'm gonna pay you back. Neither one of them wanted their money back. I was like trying to force it on them, and they was like, you never asked for nothing. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So, where was I going with it? With the future stuff, you know what I mean? So I never thought that I would get to this plateau. I always feel like when I was growing up, I was gonna be a failure. Because even when I was doing good stuff, like I said, I wasn't getting the recognition when I was accomplishing things at school and stuff. My grandfather would come to games, like you said, your mom's work, so she would. My grandfather would work and then would come to my games. You know what I mean? When he could, you know what I mean? And that meant a lot. But he'd be quiet at the games. He ain't yelling and hooting and hollering, you know what I mean? So I wasn't getting those same recognitions that other people were. So I just felt like my future was always just gonna be blah, you know what I mean? But then now I'm doing stuff and people are like, oh, thank you, and oh, congratulations. I'm like, I never thought my future would get to this point where I could say, yo, I got this on my own. I did this on my own. They told me I would not get a house unless I had a spouse. You know what I mean? And my issue was, if I'm with somebody and then things go sideways, then we gotta sell the house, split the house, or whatever. I always say I want to have my own, and then we can also have something together. So if I get a spouse, then I'll have 2 houses. You know what I mean? And guess what? If we argument, I'll go to the other house so then everybody can have their space. You know what I mean? But I created that for myself because I wanted that, and I always like to prove people wrong. Everybody doubts me about anything and everything that I do, and I've done anything and everything that I said I was gonna do, and I'm still doing those things. I'm gonna continue to keep on doing those things.
You get falling on spike, though.
You know, and I'm Team Peggy,
crazy,
and I'm
bro.
Team Peggy, yo.
Keep saying that. We get
True,
far on
bro.
spite.
Tell me I can't do something and watch me do it.
Watch us.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me I can't.
And that's what it is. Cause I watched them. They had to watch me change myself. I changed a lot of things about myself. I was wild and reckless, and still I'm a little reckless. But I handle my business first before I start acting reckless. You know what I mean?
What you see for your future, Jay?
Listen, I see me like really having a network of people really going out there. I'm not having a kid.
Yeah, so I thought
Zero club.
Don't do that. You don't want to give up. If you don't want to give up your life, don't do it.
Zero club. If it happens, it's one of those things that's always been like, if it happens, it happens.
I love y'all.
I'd make a great. I think I'd make a great father. I'm very fatherly.
I love my kids.
There's a few kids that I've been responsible for that I ain't really let get into no trouble.
Don't do it. Cause I already know what type of girls you like, and you're just gonna be stressed out.
Yeah, trust me.
But no, like I said, I just, I'm always interested in having a team of people in my journey to success. And that's just something that's always stuck with me. So whatever avenue I choose to go in, there's gonna be a team there that supports each other and, always bringing something to the table. Like making that whiteboard as big as possible and we just shoot for the moon. And that's why I enjoy being here, because we're in the process of doing that. We getting that whiteboard bigger. We going for visuals. We trying to, probably switch over to the podcast format, do little skits, like stuff like that. Show up at events, talk to people, host our own events. Because I definitely want to be at the next old heads versus new heads. I think that should be something annual or a couple months. Like you do it every few months.
Old heads versus the young gunners rap challenge. Have the youngins that got their new music locally, and then we play all the old heads, the OGs.
Don't give these ideas out, man, so the haters can bite us, bro. Let's, we're gonna keep it secret. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what? We established it right here. So if you bite us,
I'm just like y'all biting, taking it back to they biting our style.
I got some joints too, man, from back in the day. If you remember, I told y'all when I was in Cortland, I was an RA, right? So you're responsible to throw programs when you're an RA. 2 mad successful programs I had. One, I did a streets tournament, right? Streets basketball tournament. You had to wear street clothes. You can't come in anything else. You know what I'm saying? Bring your chains, like the video game. You know what I'm saying? Played music, I DJ'd the whole thing. It was a success, bro. So we should do that, number one. And then the main one, right? The main one that I did was called Love and Basketball, which was a couples basketball tournament. One guy, one girl.
That sounds like something that's dope in February.
Bro, it was great.
That's a February event.
I almost won my own tournament, right? But I picked the short girl with handle, and the dude that won picked the big girl with.
That's on the whiteboard. That's on the whiteboard for February.
Two points, you know what I'm saying?
That's Valentine's Day. That'd be dope.
Valentine's Day. I would rather do that in the springtime so we can do it in the park.
Like March.
Try to make that joke.
I'm gonna have to train my lady to play now. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta find
Get her ready now, yeah.
I find a girl that's athletic
So
to
we
play
ballin'.
basketball.
Loving basketball, that's dope.
Cara, I might have to holler at you. This girl Cara used to be nice at ball.
Yo, whoever tries to bite this, I will show up at your tournament and chop everyone down. Just so you know.
I got one of those police horn joints. I'm gonna be on it. They're biting our style. Watch us, change us. They're biting our style.
Nah, you get the NFL flag. Said unnecessary biting, 1,000-yard penalty.
We'll get little cutouts of all three of us and show up on their lawns. You know?
No,
Little cardboard cutouts of us three. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they come out, you gonna see them running, trying to kick them joints down. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll be running right back with another one.
Yeah, but those were two great tournaments, bro. And I had DJs for them, and it was just a great time. There was no violence, you know. I was out there playing in Tim's, which is really freaking hard. You know what I'm saying?
We
But
talked
you
about
can
that
do you know
before.
what I'm saying?
That's
So,
Tico.
and my boy said, because trying to cover me, I always have my chains on, so like you might get a little close.
Yup, and swipe your shit. Yup, choke you.
Or fly up and hit you in the eye.
Hit you in your face. Yup. That's how I feel about my hair.
self-inflicted foul too.
That's how I feel about my
I have
hair.
balls
I be having
in a
time my joint up in a ball.
I will not be
You're
balling,
gonna get your boy from around the corner too. You know, lower the rims a little bit.
especially with this surgically repaired foot. I think my balling days are over.
We always do handicap edition too. One person gotta be in a wheelchair.
I want a bowl,
Ooh,
man.
we can
Like
do it.
we need a bowling.
I do
man.
bowling.
I want to take a couple
Electric
kids
scooter
bowling.
race. You heard?
Huh?
An electric scooter race through the city.
Oh, go kart. Oh yeah, nah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Scavenger hunt type joint.
Oh,
You know what I'm
scavenger
saying?
hunt.
Scavenger hunt, scooter race, GTA style. You know what
There's a
I'm
lot of electric bikes popping up. A lot of scooting going on.
I'm
I
getting-
might have to organize a ride out. We might
I'm gonna have the scooter because Tico put me on to the scooter. That joint
Yeah.
going 40 miles per hour.
We might have to ride out.
I was zooming
let's do
until I almost hit a car.
Let's get a ride out going.
Yo, I'm with that.
Be
I
like
think if
30
you did
feet.
if you did it like a scavenger hunt, you hunting for music, but every spot they stop at, it's like one of us. And they gotta get the message and code from us to go to the next place. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be
We
crazy.
use a lot of places.
Telling y'all we about to take over. Watch, we're gonna take over. We got mad ideas, and told you slowly but surely they come into life. But I like that. I like the love and basketball joint, yo. I never thought of doing something like that because they've always had the girl be on the guy's team. You know what I mean? You had to have a girl like 3-on-3 tournaments and stuff, but never couples. And then you don't necessarily gotta be a couple, but you know what I mean?
It wasn't even. That wasn't my girl I played with. That was a girl that was really good at ball and had handle. And
You
I
had
thought
a
she was
ringer.
alright,
That's
you
what
know
it sounded
I'm saying?
like. She was a ringer.
She was on the school team and all that.
Until she had to go against that big girl.
That girl was a rugby player. It was a
Oh, so she was bodying her.
She was a rap player. Basketball was easy for her, bro. She was knocking her down.
Back
I'm
her
like,
down,
man,
back her
I had
down.
to block that girl mad times. I was hitting her
Humble
joint to
her
the
down.
back.
You had to humble her down.
People
You
like,
probably
that's
took a
messed
bruise
up.
or two,
You blocking
too.
a girl? No, I don't care. She's doing my girl over here. You know.
Smoking.
So equal opportunity when it comes to sports. I'm gonna be honest with you. The girls be playing. They be like, "Oh, how you block this shot?" I say, "How they gonna get better?" I ain't trying to hear none of that. Don't step on the court if you ain't ready. Because I stepped on the court a bunch of times and then got
ferociousness. I don't even care.
And I'm talking to I'm hitting him. Shout out to Dikembe Mutombo, rest in peace. I'm hitting him with the one finger. Yeah. Man.
Closing out with the future thing, I've had a question that's been like bubbling in my head for the last few weeks now, and I'm thinking of ways that I want these last 3 months to kind of build into the first 3 months. Like, what do you see that for each of you? Like, what could you be doing now in these last few months that'll translate to the first 3 months of the new year?
I think for me, I'm doing it right now. The job opened up everything. Like, people don't understand, like, who didn't start working yet, it is already working. Like, I'm already got everything in place. I'm setting up and working with the people and collaborating with the people. And I know my man, shout out Eric, you know me, my supervisor, great guy, appreciate you for the opportunity. Lets me just jump the gun and do the stuff. And I'm like, can I do this? Yeah, go ahead. Can I do that? Yeah, go ahead. He's like, you can't do it with the other co-workers yet because they're not cleared. And I'm mad because people think I'm not a team player, but you see, y'all with me. I'm a team player. I like my peoples around me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to include them and I can't even include them yet. So I'm like, once I include them, how much more we gonna be able to do? You know what I mean? The youth, we coming back for you and I'm gonna help y'all get to where y'all need to be. So I I know leading up to those 3 months, the end of these 3 months, I'm gonna be able to put my foot in the door, actually make my presence be felt again. And then when that new year kick in, it's over. Nobody's gonna stop me from doing nothing that's gonna be positive, motivating, and driven for these folks, families, and the kids.
I think for me, it's about being more vocal, because that kind of has been my motivation to do everything. Like being inclined to open my mouth on any particular topic. So, and that's gonna help me get away from this kitchen, because I'm tired of, working. I need to be able to like start generating my own income, and a lot of that I think will come from being involved and getting out there and just remaining vocal.
So,
no matter the situation.
I love what y'all are saying. You guys are giving me, what I'm saying, an inspiring perspective. You know what I'm saying? For me, recently, I've, because of the anxiety of things, spirituality is big for me. You know what I'm saying? You love that word. You know what I'm saying?
Spirituality.
So, and this could be a message to the people too. If you believe, okay, and believe is the word, that you have a soul and you have an unconscious mind, which is somewhat provable, you know what I'm saying? Then for me, this future will be developing that. You know what I'm saying? The same way you develop your skills, you know what I'm saying? Develop your spirituality, develop your soul, develop your lucid dreaming, you know what I'm saying? Read your books on the subjects, you know what I'm saying? For me, we're talking about politics, getting better at that, you know what I'm saying? But the idea of the soul, God, finding that, you know what I'm saying, searching that, that's what I'll be working on, you know what I'm saying?
All of our stuff are all intertwined, you know what I mean? And before we go out, just because you talk about the spirituality, I went to church last week, you know what I mean? And I told Lady Ramsey, shout out, Pastor Ramsey, you know what I mean? He passed away, but they instilled something in me, and they motivated me, and I said I'm gonna be coming to church, and I was happy. I came to church late, but I came, and she texted me a couple of days after, talking about, I love you, and I'm so glad that you're starting to try to come back to church again, and now next I'm planning to try to get the kids to go to church this Sunday, you know what I mean? So you bringing up spirituality, we might have to talk about that next week, maybe even have Lady Ramsey come in and talk about different avenues of spirituality. But you're right, it helps the soul, it soothes the mind, and it helps you uplift and motivate yourself to be a better version of yourself. You know what I mean? It's the Watch Us Change Us show. We love y'all, we appreciate all the support, you know what I mean? And know that we are here for y'all, so don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll shout you out and express some of your feelings and thoughts about anything that we've talked about in the past, or things that you want to talk about in our future. It's the Watch Us Change Us radio show. It's your boy Sheep.
Scooter McGavin here.
Dev.
We out of here.